Attacks! No, not that kind of attack. Attacks are just as important as the endings. Attacks involve inflating the bag so that the drones just sound, bumping the bag with your hand, moving the bag underneath your arm so that it's comfortable while playing, sounding the note at the correct time, and playing the first couple of bars into the tune that you're playing. If a player blows the attack, the entire band can miss the prize list. Blowing the attack involves sounding the E early and the drones early. So let's try an attack. First, I'll inflate the bag so that I know that the drones will have just enough air to strike in when I put my hand on the bag. I'll ensure that my blowpipe is in my mouth so I don't have to worry about putting it back in. So I've inflated the bag just enough so that the drone reads sound just a little bit, and then I'll wait for the intro rolls to sound, which would be zap, zap. So those two intro rolls. So at the end of the first intro roll, that's when you'll have your hand on the bag. And in police bands, you may start out with your right hand on the bag at the beginning of the first intro roll, so it might be different for your band if you're in one. And on the beginning of the second intro roll, after the bzzz, at the beginning of the next one, that's when you'll strike the bag in, get the bag underneath the arm, and play E right when the second intro roll ends. So, just watch me. Buzz up. So that's how you would do an attack with intro rolls. So there's two intro rolls, buzz up, buzz up. So at the end of that second roll, that's when you play the first E. When I strike my pipe again, I'll be playing about a high A, kind of like this, with my thumb on the back of the stock for grip. And when I am waiting, I'll have it like this, and when I strike my bag up, I'll quickly switch to E, and then that way, when I'm playing in front of a judge, it may not be as noticeable as an E when you're playing a high A like this to start off with. If this is hard for you, then that is not a problem. You can use this as an alternative if you want to practice it. I think it's a good idea, and if you don't want to, that's up to you. Let's try one more attack with a little bit of a slower pace. So, air in the bag. Drones sound so you know that there's enough air in the bag. And let's start the first intro roll. Buzz, buzz, arm up. And let's try with the high A position that I mentioned before. Buzz, buzz up. So those are two examples of an attack. How can we make attacks easier? Ensure that your pipe bag is air efficient. Your drone reads are configured to be air efficient. Your chanter reed is the right strength for you. Your pipe chanter is hemmed properly so that it isn't loose in the stock. Know how much time it takes for you to get the bag under your arm so that it's comfortable when playing. Become familiar with how much air it takes for your bagpipe to sound. How hard you need to bump the bag to get the drones into that stable zone. What is the stable zone? The stable zone is when the drones are not gurgling or sounding like a sick moose or cow, and that you practice getting your attacks right. This may take time to figure out, but it's important to use a metronome to know how fast the beat of the tune is and how much time it will require you to get the bag under your arm before the rest of the band will sound the first note. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below and look for a handout in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.